TIFU and will be mucked as punishment.
This is really embarrassing, but just happened. I know I won't come across in a good light here, but if nothing else I wanted to post this as a warning to others who think they can keep getting away with bad things forever. I was dumb and stole from a store a few weeks back, thinking I'd get away with it. I know it's a really bad habit, but I had some friends who showed me how easy it is to do when I was 16-17, so I've done it several times since. I only got caught once, at 17, and basically just got a slap on the wrist, so I guess I learned that I wasn't risking very much by doing it. Well, the next day, 2 officers showed up at my door and said they had footage of my theft. I'd been caught again. So they took me down to the station to explain things to me. I figured they'd just give me a fine and curfew again. Wrong. I get there, and they said that based on my history, I would be potentially facing steep jail time and a permanent record, but gave me the choice to be mucked instead. That's a semi-official punishment still used in some places in my country, and several other parts of Eastern Europe from what I've been told. It's just a one-day punishment, but basically you're taken to a cowshed, sat down and immobilized in a corner, and then several shovelfuls of cow manure are shoveled onto you. You're left there to suffer and they come back to release you at sundown.
It's not codified in law and I have the option to decline it, but it doesn't seem like much of a choice. If the alternative is potentially a year in jail and more, they said if I submit to be mucked, the formal charges would be dropped. It's a way for local police departments to quickly and cheaply deal with cases, and they said the only reason they're offering it to me is that they're confident this will stop me from further reoffending. So I reluctantly agreed, just signed the paperwork today that I agree to receive a 6-hour mucking as my punishment. The officer signed it and the store owner signed that he was satisfied with it too. I'm really dreading this, and have no idea what to expect since I've lived in the city my whole life. But I know I have no one but myself to blame.
TL, doctor continually shoplifted, now facing justice at a dairy farm next week.
I recommend that you wear clothing you are prepared to strip out of and throw away. Some of the smell will wash off, but depending on how fresh the manure is, the smell may stick with your clothes for quite a while. I used to come home from working in an office and feed the horses. Sometimes I was lazy and didn't change my shoes. Those shoes still smells like horse shit, so they are no longer office shoes. Smile.
Put Vicks on your upper lip before you go. So gross, but that's what I would choose over jail too.
Grew up on a farm. Pigs, chickens, cows, horses, rabbits. You get used to the smell. But it's probably going to be rough on you. Breathe through your mouth for as long as you can. Try not to retch. But you will probably retch. Pay attention to what you eat before going in. Because it's likely to come up again. And remember, this too shall pass. A tip I haven't seen anyone give yet. Moisturize your exposed skin beforehand. Hands, face, etc. Why? It'll protect your pores. Your skin will absorb the lotion and not be dry and ready to absorb the muck. Trust me. The punishment sucks. But it's better than jail. And in 10 years, when you're a good, upstanding and successful person, you may look back at the mucking as your turning point. Not saying you're a bad kid now though.
Where in the world are you from, mate?
I think the major issue with it would be all of the harmful bacteria that can live inside feces. Keep your mouth closed, make sure you have no open wounds, and try to keep it out of your eyes, or else you could be in for a much more severe punishment.
Good luck with that shit, dude.
You get to steal and sit in shit too? Lucky bastard.
I remember hearing about this form of punishment from other subs a long time ago. Might be controversial to some Americans. But honestly, good on your local police department. This sounds way more effective than making you lose your job and locking you up with a bunch of other offenders. Wish we used it for some crimes here. Enjoy your goopy, stinking 6 hours and stop stealing. Saw a porno that started off kinda similar to this. I shoplifted when I was a kid and I'm embarrassed to say, even when I was older, 19 or 20. It wasn't often or a lot. And nothing all that important. But still, I'm not proud of it. I never got caught though. And obviously I don't do it anymore. Yet it's crazy how the things we do when we're young stay with us. It's been 35 years since I last stole something. A book from my college library. IRC? But I still get that call of the void feeling sometimes. I'll be standing in line at the market and catch myself looking at the candy. Thinking, I could just slip one of those in my pocket. Quote, like, really? I'm 54 years old. I've got $50,000 in my checking account for fuck's sake. And a wife and 2 kids. And an impeccable reputation. Yet my stupid lizard brain wants to put all that at risk for a goddamn Reese's peanut butter cup. I guess that's my penance. Living with the knowledge I'm that sort of person. If you told me I could be rid of that little part of me by spending a day covered in cow shit, well, I won't pretend I'm going to run right out and do it. But I'm not sure I'd say no either. I'd have to think about it. My point, is that we get better at, and more comfortable with, everything we do in life. Whether it is good or bad for us. And the longer we practice something, the harder it is to change. I guess know that you're not alone in this. Every one of us has something we deserve a shovelful of shit on the head for. A lot of people here don't seem to know what cow shit is like. Why do people keep saying this happens in Eastern Europe? I live in Eastern Europe. Know people from Eastern Europe and never heard about this in my life. As for you, well, next time, don't steal. Also, give us an update on your situation. Jokes on the cops. Has a cow poop fetish. LMAO, is this for real? Hell yeah, I would rather be mucked than go through any legal trouble. Trust me bro. You got off easy. Now take it in stride and clean your act up. It's not too late to change. The most fucked up thing I can see in this is who gets a year in jail for shoplifting? Especially if you were caught once before? Usually it would be a fine and possibly some community service in the UK.
Gonna be posting an update for us too?
E. coli entered the chat. Sounds like a cheap lesson. Take this experience to heart, and, moving forward, cut the shit.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.